Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And we're back from Philadelphia.
We're back. From
PAX Unplugged 2023.
Our third year going.
PAX is my favorite convention.
PAX was our very first convention, and it was right like at the peak of COVID. Not peak of COVID, like the tail end of the peak of COVID, I guess it would be. When conventions were kind of just like getting back into the swing of things.
In 2021.
Yeah. And we had already like built ourselves like our Instagram, our YouTube channel a little bit. So it was very exciting when we went for the first time, because we got to meet so many new people and connect with them on a different level, because we were always
face-to-face.
because we were always just like talking online, and it was very awesome.
Yes, because we started making content about 6 months before the pandemic hit. And then the pandemic hit and we just didn't see anybody. So it was a really surreal experience to be able to see everybody for the first time. And it's still, besides that, it's still my favorite convention, even if it wasn't our first.
Yeah,
I feel like it's very fun. There's a lot of people playing games, which I really like, but there's still a lot of hype and a lot of new games to check out as well.
Yeah, of course. And that's what this video is about. We're going to do a bit of a recap of how our convention went. And then we're going to, of course, talk about the games that we saw and the games that we brought home. And maybe stick around, because we've got a special little giveaway for you folks at the end.
A giveaway? I wonder of what?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Well, let's kick it off. What did we do? What are the highlights of PAX Unplugged 2023?
I want to start by saying that it was a much easier, smooth sailing getting there. Last year, we were stuck in Toronto for like basically a day, and we lost a day of our like vacation. Thankfully, we went a day early, but this time we arrived when we were expected to arrive.
And that was joyous.
We didn't have to stress.
No stress whatsoever. It was a lot of fun.
And yeah, so it started off great right off the bat.
Now this PAX was actually fairly low-key for us. Our goal was to, typically in conventions, we are running left, right, and center. We're trying to...
never seen us.
We're always sprinting to the next destination, always trying to make the best use of our time. And I think this is the first time where it was a bit more low-key. We didn't have as many meetings. We didn't have as many things to see. So our primary goal was just to have fun,
play games,
and see some of the people we haven't seen in a long time.
And do some events.
Exactly.
So that was very exciting. Because both of us had gone to Gen Con for our work, we also had time to scope out what was new, talk to some of the folks to see what kind of games we could bring back to do coverage on, and that kind of made it a lot easier for PAX 2023 to be that like little more low-key.
Well, we unlocked a new achievement at PAX Unplugged.
Yes.
Which is we played the most games we've ever played at a convention.
We did.
I think actually with the exception of Dice Tower West, which was more of a playing games
that was
type.
Different though.
This is more of like a convention with a lot of publisher
Dice Tower West is like very long.
It is. Yes. That's very true.
Yeah.
So we played the most games, which was very exciting. And then we got to go to a bunch of fun events. We, of course... went to the Big A Dinner, which is the annual event that is at PAX Unplugged, which is the Rose Gauntlet Foundation puts on, and it's just the most heart-filling, best space to be, and I'm very happy that they put this on a yearly basis.
Yeah, and the awesome thing about that is like we were kind of there from, I think we missed a year, the year they started it, but we were there the year after, and it was just this like group of 15 individuals who were part of the LGBTQ community, and now it's expanded to include more of those individuals, and then like a broader spectrum of like diverse folks, and it's always exciting to see and connect with new people.
Lots of smiles, lots of big hearts.
Yes.
We also went for a bunch of dinners. There's yummy food. Although some days there was less food because we were just too busy playing games.
Yeah. We went around, and when we would run into people, we would tell them that we're playing games from 6 till close, which was midnight. And then if we had the space, we would be playing more games afterwards.
And we did do that.
And we successfully did that. But it was very much like we had done our running around in the exhibition hall, and then we went right to find a table and play games.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which brings me to the next point about why PAX is so like special to us, is I feels like that's the spot where we get to reconnect with a lot of our friends who are from different places. We got to see Jonathan McKenzie. We of course got to see Jeff and Jamie. The list kind of goes on, and I feel like it would be it would be a lot to just like list off all the people.
Be like the end credits of a movie. You just see all the thank yous to everybody.
Yes.
But what we'll do instead is we'll put a bunch of pictures of the people that we saw right here and say thank you to everybody who made moments for us to play a game, to say hello, to share a laugh, a story, or just a greeting.
Yes.
And it was really neat too because we met a lot of people for the very first time.
Yeah.
This was the first time that we met Ryan Lockett,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very cool because Above and Below was one of our like gateway games into the hobby,
Really
and we got to chat with him, and that was pretty great. It was also the first year we met Elizabeth Hargrave in person because we met her online a few times, but we never chatted with her like face to face, and that was really neat as well. And reconnecting with just a ton of people as well.
Yeah, it was so special, and I think that's like just kind of speaks volume to like the community that we've created, that we've become involved in, and that just to say, like, we also got to meet individuals who watch our videos, and that was also just like super rewarding and super humbling to know that like you folks pay attention to us, and you really wanted to come say hi to us, and like that was really special for us. So thank you, we really appreciate that. And yeah, of course.
And always interrupt us. If you see us, even if we look like we're in the most intense meeting, we will say hi, even if it's like a brief moment, and then we'll get back to it. But please interrupt us. We'd always love to say hi to you.
Exactly. The one event that we didn't really talk about that was like, or that we should probably mention, is we did a learn and play. We got to touch on roll and writes, which of course, as many of you know, are like right down our wheelhouse. And we got to talk about My City roll and build, and then this newer one called Dice and Slice. So that was very exciting. It reminded me that teaching games to a larger group like that is a lot different than teaching to folks around a table. It's just like a different dynamic. It's always fun though to try to like reel off a game as fast as we can and efficiently as we can, and then of course like interact with the folks playing it. It's always a great time. So if you were at that event, thank you so much for dropping by.
Yeah, the way the learn and play events typically work is we will teach a game and everyone will play it for the entirety. And sometimes if there's enough time, which in the 2-hour slot, you can do 2 games, which we did this year.
Yeah.
And it's really fun because typically one of us will teach and one of us will go around and answering any questions. We get to chat with all the people, see people experience the game for the very first time. And the way that the PAX Unplugged runs these learn and plays is just so darn well.
It is.
Really. I highly recommend if you go to a PAX Unplugged, go to one of the learn and plays because you'll get to learn a game. Sometimes there's also giveaways for those games as well too, which is really cool, and it's free. So definitely check it out.
Yes, 100%. And then I think the last thing that we'll recap on is the Lorcana events that we managed to go to. We did the starter deck event and we did the competitive deck event, which was first for both of us. But even more importantly, what was a big moment for me, it was my first ever cosplay that I was able to wear around, and just the amount of people that like stopped me for a picture, to even make a comment about it. And I'm sure of course there's going to be videos up as I'm like talking about this, but it was so nice to just like connect with those individuals. And then of course, like when at the starter deck event, there was other people dressed up, and it was very exciting to just chat with them about it. I made the jacket, which was very, very exciting for me. I sewed when I was younger.
Tyler hasn't sewed in over 15 years.
It's been about 12 years.
15 years.
12 years.
Since he last sewed.
Yeah.
And this jacket took him a month.
This jacket took me a month, but I'm so happy with how it turned out. It was fantastic. I found the right boots. The belt worked out. The wig was very warm, but it really brought the whole costume together. Of course, like we were waiting in line to get Lorcana product. And it was just like, I don't know, it felt very, very warm. And I was very excited to just like show everybody what I had, but I was also so nervous. So Ilya would go around and be like, Tyler's wearing doing cosplay tomorrow. And it really like solidified the idea that like I needed to fully commit to it.
He couldn't back out.
Yeah, I couldn't back out. And I'm happy I didn't, because again, like people who I didn't even know would come up to me and like comment on it. It was just really, really exciting. And then I got a picture like next to the Gaston card that I was wearing, and I thought that was really, really neat. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good time. And the events were really fun too. We got to play our decks. We got to make the starter decks. We got to play some competitive as well. It was really cool to see what other people were doing and chatting with people there too. We have really just invested and went all in Lorcana. So it's been great to be part of that community as well. One of the things we did too was we ended up buying some product, and we had a fun opening PAX party with Jeff and Jamie from Foster the Maple late at night. And I pulled an enchanted card, which was
don't have
very,
here.
very, very exciting. It was a really good time. So in general, I think the theme of PAX for me was Lorcana and Oink games.
It was really that. I think we played a lot of Oink games, and then of course like we had those events to like subdue our time, and opening product just felt really, really great.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Okay, well now we're going to talk about some of the games that we saw but did not bring back, and then we'll end with games we brought back to share with you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then maybe in the giveaway, of course. Don't forget about that. But some of the games that we did see as highlights are
Cafe
Baras.
We have the
mini pack.
Mini pack.
I don't know where the mini pack is. I didn't bring it down.
Oh, it's not here.
But here's a picture of the cover. The name is Genius. It's also done by the lovely Roberta Taylor and published by KTBG.
Yes.
I'm very excited to check this game out. We saw a mini version of it. It looks very cool.
Yeah. They had an event going on Thursday night, and where they were showcasing a few of their games. Cafe Bara being one of them, and another one being Lairs, which is a 2-player strictly game. And it's like a dungeon crawler meets Battleship.
Yes.
And very excited to play that one. We didn't get the opportunity to trial it, but we did watch a few people play it, and we're very excited to see where that goes.
They also have another one that came out that we looked at briefly, but it was way too late and it was heavier to get into. I forget the name, but I will put it right here so you can see it. We're also quite excited about that one as well.
We are quite. That one's from Burnt Island side of stuff.
So definitely.
Yes.
Now, the next game that we have is Galactic Cruise.
Yeah.
So this one's been put on our radar a while ago. But it is a Lacerda-like. It has that same kind of big box. It has a feel of a Lacerda game, but it's not a Lacerda game.
Yeah. And it looks very, very exciting. The art is done by Ian O'Toole. And basically what you're going to be doing is like going on or preparing to go on a galactic cruise where you're bringing different people to different like areas that they might enjoy. And you're going to be building ships, scoring points in a variety of different ways. And it looks very meaty, but it also looks quite fantastic.
One of the things that I think sold me on it was how thematic it was. We got a 20-minute demo on it, and everything you're doing in this game, it makes sense. And when heavy games do that, my heart gets so happy because there's nothing like doing something that like doesn't make sense. Well, I don't like doing something that's like, why am I doing this? What's the point of this? But in a lot of the heavier games that we play and we really like, you do something for a purpose. In this game, everything was for a purpose. It had a thematic connotation to it. I'm really excited to play the full game and to tell you more about it.
Yeah, I think when the theme latches on to the mechanics, it makes heavier games feel lighter. Yeah.
We also got to chat with the folks over at Chip Theory. We saw a sneak peek of the new Elder Scrolls game.
We did,
which looks very interesting. I'm not super tied to the IP because I have not played the Elder Scrolls games. But I feel like I would play that game based on the quick demo that we got. It looks quite interesting, and it has the right crunch to it, I believe.
Yeah. But I think the main reason we wanted to talk to Chip Theory was actually for 20 Strong, and that is like their small box game, I guess we can call it. It's a deck of cards and dice, and it looks fantastic. It feels like a dungeon crawly type game where you're trying to like battle through your way through different types of decks. And I'm very excited to try that one out. It is meant to be a solo game, but I think like you could play it as a 2-player game where you are like trying to make the decisions together, because ultimately you're playing a single character and you're doing whatever like events or
you're playing against the game,
up, right? So I think that's very possible, and I'm very, very much looking forward to that.
The production quality was just stellar. The cards are obviously plastic, as Chip Theory cards are, but they had a little foil and was it embossed? What's it called? Embossing on them, and they were very shiny and very cool. And each of the decks was based on their bigger games, or like the newer decks. So it was really cool to see like the integration of the games coming back and some of the characters illustrated a different way. It was very, very neat.
So that would be our highlight from Chip Theory. And then in terms of games that we played, like just in the first look section,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, or that we just played for the first time, there's this roll and write.
Yes, we always try to play a game in the first look section.
Yeah.
That's our tradition when it comes to PAX. And this year, we only got to play one, which was unfortunate, because usually we get to play a few.
There were a few that we were looking at and we were eyeing, trying to get to play them. But
always
we just, like,
there.
it was always so busy, which
Dwarf
is great.
Romantic Duel.
Yeah.
I wanted to play so bad.
Rats of Winster, is that Winstar?
Wister.
Wister?
Yeah, that one was also busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we did find this roll and write that was kind of hidden in the back.
Mhm.
And the thing is, it's called Esoteric.
Yeah.
You'll see the footage, you'll see the cover. But the thing is I have not been able to find anything about this game.
Mhm.
I can't find who it's published by, who it's designed by. I'm kicking myself for not like taking a picture of like the credits or the publisher or something, because this game does not appear to exist.
Yeah, it's not on BGG, right?
No, I couldn't find it on BGG. I couldn't find it on anything. So if anyone knows who this game is published by, where this game is, it was really good.
Mhm.
And at first I was a little skeptical about it, but it was definitely a rolling ride I really want to play again. It was very fun. And I want to play more, but I can't find it.
Yeah, we got to play it with Michelle, and
Yes.
that was really, really fun. It was slightly rushed, but
It was.
that's okay. We still got to play it, and like Ilya said, it needs to be found.
It needs to be found. Yeah. Hashtag find Esoteric.
Find Esoteric.
But the next game we got to play was Mycelia from with Paradise Games with Mackenzie and Jonathan. And we actually got Mycelia in the mail like literally a day before we left.
Yeah.
So we haven't been able to play it, and we got to, and so did they. They got it like the day before they left coming here. So we got to share it together. We got to learn it together. It's this fun little introductory deck builder.
Yeah, it's great. It's great, and you basically are trying to get rid of all the dewdrops on your board so that you can like get the blessing of like rain in your area, and. It's so cute. There's so many different mushroom characters, and like Ilya said, it's just like a cute little deck builder that doesn't necessarily have a whole lot of negative player interaction, but it introduces that mechanic like so smoothly. And yeah, it was a joy to play.
And it had a little wheel that you spin, and all the dewdrops come out, and based on how the die comes out, I got to spin it once. It was wonderful.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. And then finally, a couple of the other things that we were able to like look at but weren't able to like play or anything along those lines was we got to see this game from the folks from Distilled called Luthier. Is that
Luthier? Yeah.
Luthier. And it looks so cool. One of our friends is actually helping with the development of the game. And of course, they've been talking about it, and we're just very excited to see the physical copy of this game and learn a bit more about it. And essentially, it's a musical themed game. I feel like you're better off explaining.
Well, it's around classical music, and it looks, I think like the last year or so, there's been more and more games around the musical theme, but the art in this game is absolutely gorgeous. I really hope we get to play this game soon. If not, we're definitely going to be back in that campaign.
Yeah.
It's
we still haven't played Distilled.
No.
It's not exactly like in our realm of games that we would want to play because we're not super invested in that theme per se. So having this musical theme game come out from the folks that do that Distilled game is very exciting for us because we've heard so many good things about Distilled.
We definitely can't wait to play Luthier, and that's from PAX Games.
Yes, yeah.
And last but certainly not least, Czech Games Edition is going to be bringing over a bunch of games from another publisher. I forget the publisher's name. You'll see it on the screen. But one of them is Spicy.
Yeah.
Which we actually have the initial edition of Spicy.
The original, yeah.
And there's one that's rethemed with a cuter, like more animated cats.
Yeah.
Which is, and each card actually, chain of cards tells a story.
Yeah, the suit of cards.
And honestly, I want it for that alone. And it's also a really good game, so I'm really excited for them to bring that forward.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one. And yeah, I did enjoy the original version, but with like a different face. It'll be cool.
Exactly. So that's all the games that we saw, but now we'll talk about the games that we brought back.
Exactly.
Well, let's continue on the Czech Games Edition. I actually do remember the title because it's right here. It's Heidelbar.
Oh no, this is a neat box because you could, I think, technically put it like this and put it like this.
Oh. So this is Time Division. Time Division is a 2-player game, which is why we're very excited because we love 2-player games. So we've done a whole 2-player month last year. So this will definitely be in that 2-player roundup to come. It looked very cool. We got a quick demo of it. Excited to play it.
Yeah, it's just like a back and forth with cool little like almost like war mechanics, and then things will happen based on the cards that you play. So
there's also a deck of cards in here that's themed 80s style, and it's ridiculous. The art in it is so fun.
It's so great.
Very fun.
Yeah. So expect something on this.
Yes. Well, on all of these, obviously.
That's true. Yeah. The next Czech games that we can talk about is Kutna Hora. Is that right? Yeah. And this is like a resource economy game where you're going to be building out the City of Silver. Why do I not know the name of the actual City of Silver?
Isn't it Kutna Hora?
Is it?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I forget.
Anyways, it's got this cool little like almost bulletin board, I want to say, that like manages the cost of your resources, which I think is super interesting. And basically like each player will be designated certain goods that they're like priority in, and it's a 2 to 4 player game, but essentially I've already explained it.
Exactly.
It's this heavy resource management game where you are building out the City of Silver, and it's just what you kind of expect from a Czech game.
I'm so excited to play this game. Yeah. I think we saw it actually at Gamma Expo earlier this year. And what's really neat is they're using their pieces are recycled wood. So it's a new way of actually making components. They actually have a whole blog and website on their website about it, and they're trying to do something new in terms of sustainability for board games. So that's really cool. Take a look at that. But also the game looks incredible. We can't wait to get this to table and play more. Yeah,
I always love games that have a solid economy to play around. And
Yay,
that's exactly what this sounds like.
Now, another game that we got introduced to was River Valley Glassworks. So this one's from Matt Riddle, Ben Pinchback, and Adam Hill, and it's published by Allplay, and it's a game that's coming to Kickstarter, I believe, in March. So this is a prototype. So this is actually another one of the games of the convention, I feel like, for us, because I think we played it 5 times with different people every single time. It's a very fun game. We can't wait to talk more about it. We'll probably be doing a how to play for this sometime soon and a review video as well. But art is gorgeous. It's the tactile feels great. What else can I say?
Yeah, this was a game that we basically showed to almost everybody. The theme and the gameplay reminds me, or not the theme, but the gameplay definitely gives me Azul vibes, which I'm very excited about. And it's just a quick little set collection game that adds a bit of puzzle, like puzzle drafting to it, I guess you could say. But like we said with most of these games, you can expect some kind of content eventually. We did manage to pick up an expansion this time around, and of course Marine Worlds for Ark Nova basically just adds exactly what it sounds like it adds to Ark Nova. There's a couple more like mechanics, like board clearing, I guess like deck deck filtering, I guess is the best way to call it. And then it introduces some different like species. There's some new meeples, new tiles that are involved in the game, and yeah, pretty excited to try and like put this into the regular Ark Nova.
We love Ark Nova. I'm also curious if there will be otters for Tyler in this game. Because we have not checked yet. But thank you so much for Capstone for this. We are really appreciative and excited to play it.
Yeah, exactly. Woo! Marine Worlds.
Now, another 2 games that we got were from Dr. Finn Games, and that is the Fisheries of Gloucester and
Upside Down.
Alpujarras.
Alpujarras.
So we love Dr. Finn games. They're always a blast to play. I feel like there's not one that we haven't really enjoyed. This one is a 2-player game, so that's very much our 2-player month alley. And this one I saw actually being demoed while I dropped by and said hello, and it looked really interesting. There's a really neat like worker movement around the board, but the tiles move that the workers are on. So the strategy of it looks really interesting. I'm really curious to learn more about it. And it also came with these 2-player versions of the games.
Oh, yay!
So like mini games of the 2 games.
They're not expansions. They're
not expansions.
I thought they were expansions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, we got to meet Dr. Finn himself.
Yeah.
Quite quickly, but it was still really cool to meet the designer of a lot of the games that we really like. Especially Nanga Parbat being one of our favorite 2-player games too. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Very excited that we get to add these to our collection.
Yes.
Okay, so the next one we're going to kind of, not breeze through, but we'll show you 4 of them. We stopped by the Button Shy booth and picked up 4 new ones. I had no idea about Super Slope, and we got to play this. It was an absolute blast. Of course, their whole thing is like there's only 18 cards in each of the game, and Super Slope, you're basically trying to make the best like slope to go through as a skier. Yeah. And then the next one we got...
Well, say who showed it to us.
Oh, Jonathan and Mackenzie showed it to us.
Yeah.
Paradise.
Yeah.
They also showed us In Vino Morte, which is basically a social deduction game, but you have to give at least one wine and at least one poison, and then around the table you basically decide, or the next player will basically decide who they want to swap with, or if they just want to drink it, and then you want to be like the last person standing kind of thing.
Don't drink the poison.
Very, very cool. The next one is River Wild, which I'm not too sure what this one is about, but it does give me similar vibes to Super Slope. So I'm pretty excited to give that one a try.
This is a solo game only.
Yes.
So
that's, yeah.
The colors looked cool. We know the least about this one. That's how we got it. Yes. And then Skulls of Cedric we got because it's probably the most recommended Button Shy game to us
that we don't
have.
Yeah.
So I feel like anyone who's enjoys Button Shy games has always recommended us this one. Yeah. So we're happy to finally pick one up.
Yes. So thank you, Button Shy, and yay.
Next, we'll talk about the Ravensburger booth.
Ooh.
Now, we did get some Lorcana, which Tyler has in form of a binder.
Yeah, this is kind of maybe not a good representation, but like I have like a binder for each of the sets. And some of this stuff is stuff we opened. Some of this is stuff that I've already have. But I like to collect like one of each of them. And then any of the foils or shinies we get, I get to put over here. And Cinderella was one of the ones that we opened, so I'm pretty excited about that one. It's also part of the deck that I played during the competitive event, and that was a lot of fun. So that's what this is. Ilya can put up the deck list that I had because I put it up in Discord. But yeah, this is a different version of it because I've already made edits.
Ooh, already made. Tyler tinkers with decks all the time, and it's quite fun because I get to try them.
It is a good pastime, but now I'm playing, like, this is like a pretty popular meta deck. So I'm excited to try that out in some of the local Lorcana leagues. Yeah. Cool little Sisu card backs as well. Yeah.
Now, the other games that we got Dice and Slice, because this is the one that we taught at the Learn and Play, and we actually don't have it. And we actually taught it without having to play it first, which was interesting, because we like read the rule book, watched a couple of videos, tried to get a handle of it so we know all the rules in and out. The sad thing is you cut off the crust of the pizza. I am team eat the crust. This game is team cut the crust off, which I was sad about. Yeah. And because we bought one, they had a deal that you get one for free, which was Push.
Very happy we picked this one up.
Very fun. We played that a few times during the convention. It was a blast. Yeah. Jenna and Francis at
taught it to us,
actually taught it to us, which was really cool. Yeah. But both of these are really great. Yeah. And then last thing that we picked up at the booth was...
I think kind of like a classic that we've been meaning to get for quite some time now, but the quest for El Dorado.
So this is new art.
Oh yeah, it's like a...
It's an older game, from Rainer Knizia, but it's new art from Vincent Dutray, I believe. It looks like Vincent Dutray. It does
look like Vincent.
Can we confirm?
Yep, Vincent Dutray.
It is, in fact, breaking news, it is Vincent Dutray art. Okay. But yeah, this is a classic. We've heard really good things about it. It was there. We bought it along with some of our Lorcana buys.
Yeah, because we were able to get the promos. Oh, that's what I should have shown. The promo cards.
The promo cards.
Oh my goodness.
Yay.
But that is the quest for El Dorado. We are almost there. The next group of games that we want to talk about is Oink games. We usually do this, we've done this every year where we go and pick up new games because they've just got like a great deal whenever we see them at the Oink booth. And this year we picked up 5 and we got to finally play one of the ones that we bought from last year.
Yeah, we didn't play it, which was a huge mistake for a whole year.
Because it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
So
we'll start off with these two first. Yeah. So this is Durian, which is an older one. And this one is Whale to Look, which is a newer one. We don't know a ton about these because obviously they're still in shrink and we have not played them. But they both looked amazing, and hopefully we did not take a year to play them.
Yeah, this one's like a recipe generator. I know that you've just got to like complete recipes. I can't remember too much about the whale one, but very excited to play these two.
So then we'll move into the one that we have not played for a year.
Maskmen.
Which I believe is our second game of the convention. This is our most played game, I think, of the convention.
I think so, yes. Yeah.
So in Maskmen, you are running your own wrestling rink. And what's really cool is the trick-taking game where you set the order of the strength of the tricks that come into play. There's no numbers, they're just the wrestlers.
Yeah.
But you're playing a different amount of quantities if you want to beat or be stronger than some of the wrestlers, or you're playing the same amount of quantity if the order is already known.
Yes.
And it's a game that generally just breaks your brain every time you play it. And I feel like I still haven't really captured a strategy around it.
Yeah.
But it's so darn clever. I would recommend anyone this game. It's really fun.
Yeah, you basically build the trump suits as you move along the game, and it does kind of like tinker with the good old noggin, but yeah, it's definitely worth giving it a try.
Now the next one is Nine Tiles Extreme. Do you want to share about this one?
Yeah, this is like a quick, it is a dexterity game, but you've got like a 3x3 of tiles, and you're either going to sort them by color or sort them by symbol based on the cards that are flipped. And you basically do that as fast as you possibly can. If you're the first person to do it, you put your finger on the card, somebody checks to see if you're right, and then if you are right, you get to collect the card. Whoever gets up to, I believe, 4 of those cards is the winner. And this is just a lot of fun, really quick, really easy to teach. It reminds me of like one of those like puzzles where you would like, you're missing one space, but you have to like move things around to finish the puzzle. It kind of gives me vibes of that. And yeah, it was just a blast to play.
I'm very bad at it, and it hurts my brain, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to talk about? I'll talk about
you
the one.
can talk about this one. I'll
Okay.
talk about this one.
So DroPolter, knew nothing about it. We picked it up because it was one of their 2 new games that were there. The cover looked really cool. We really wanted this one. We saw a trailer for it. That was really cool. But didn't know anything about this one. The premise of this game is there's ghosts that you're trying to rid of by dropping Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
Now, in your hand, you're going to be holding 5 of these Lucky Charms, and a card will be flipped. Your goal is to use it in one hand, drop the which ones were on the card.
Yes.
Now, it's more difficult than it seems, and once you start playing, you just begin to lose all function of your hand. But the catch is if you win, if you're the first one to drop it and you touch the ghost, you get a bell. The bell also goes in your hand. And now you have to make sure you don't drop the bell, because if you drop the bell, it's gone. And your goal is to be the first player with 5 bells. So it's ridiculous. You're dropping bells. You're trying to get things off. Your fingers are moving in ways that they shouldn't move.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious. It's so much fun to play. We played it really late at night for the first time, which like induced a ton of laughs, which was a good time.
It is a hilarious game. I really like it. I'm terrible at it. But that's okay, because it's just like, it's one of those games that's like, it's meant for a good laugh and a good chuckle. So, yeah.
I want to see a very competitive DroPolter.
Yeah.
Like a competitive league.
People would probably be so great at it. I just can't like dexter my hand around the way
I lose
people
all
do.
function of my finger. I like cannot move my fingers once I
Mackenzie
start
was
playing this
so
game.
good at it.
Just
She
like-
was just like,
Well, because I think the goal is to like press on things that you don't want to drop and drop the rest.
Yeah.
But with the bells, it just becomes so hard.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
All right, the last one we're going to talk about is 5 Rafter.
Rafter 5. You always get it wrong.
Well, I did that one intentionally. But this one's called Rafter 5. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to stack these two, like the bottom of the box and the top of the box on top of each other. And then you're going to start building out your little raft. But the thing is there's these 5 different shaped meeples, which you'll see on the box here, that the rule is every time you go to place a plank, which are these like elongated cards, you have to take a meeple off and place that meeple back onto the board where you place the elongated tile. And at first I was like, okay, you know what? This game is going to be like one of those dexterity games that like everything falls and the game will be over in like 10 minutes. First time we played this, the game lasted 40 minutes. We had basically this umbrella of a raft that was just like hanging in all different directions. And we were at the point where we were all just like standing up, hands off the table, wondering how the heck this was still holding, and then worrying that it would come back around to us because there was no way we were going to make it work. We did make it work a few times, and then of course eventually it ended up falling. And it was one of those things where it was like basically all or nothing. Like you ended up just like it fell, you were definitely not going to be the winner of that game. But it was so much fun just to like build up, and the intensity, the suspense of whether or not it was going to work was absolutely fantastic.
It definitely felt like the game of our convention. And thank you so much to Brendan, Shu, Randy, and Risa for playing it with us. It was so much fun. Yeah. And it's definitely a memory that's going to be a core memory for me.
Yeah, exactly. It was so much fun. Anyways, that's Rafter 5.
Now we'll end it off with some DeVere games, which you love very much. Yes. First of all, we got the two new small box games that are coming out next year. Early next year.
Yes.
And one is Autumn, which is a sequel to Winter, which is a 2-player only game. Yeah. And here you're just trying to make the largest chain of your leaf color as you possibly can by playing it with certain restrictions. So very excited to check that one out. The other one's Flash 10, which is a remake of an older game. We actually got to play this one at the airport coming home.
Yes, with Roberta.
And it was a lot of fun because essentially you're trying to make an ascending line of numbers. And the numbers in this game are from
0 to 100.
0 to 100 or 1 to 99 or something like that. And you, as you grab cards, is basically real time. You can cover certain pieces or the old cards that are in the line, and it's a very fast paced but super fun game. Yeah. And you're essentially scoring points each of the times you're doing it. And if you like games like that, where it's just everybody's moving, everyone's trying to do it the fastest, Flash 10 is going to be the game for you.
Yeah, exactly. Excited for both of these small box games. But what I'm even more excited to talk about is this game called Salton Sea. Wow. This is a new game coming from DeVere next year. And it is, I want to read it off of here because it's a great way to say it. It's upside down.
Upside down.
Because Ilya's
party in the back.
Like that. But it's the Salton Sea in California is one of the greatest brine reserves in the U.S. Your company is dedicated to ecological exploitation of this material, whose processing allows the production of geothermal energy as well as the extraction of lithium. Basically, this game is a giant resource management game where you're going to be making a lot of risky decisions, and it's like, it's not what you would expect. As soon as I heard that it was like a resource management economy game, I was like, oh, it's going to be about like oil and gas. But this is more like into the renewable space, which I'm always excited to see. And of course, it's DeVere, who in our opinions have been absolutely just on fire with their games lately. So very excited to try this one out. The art is absolutely beautiful, and you got me at like economy resource management. So yeah, I can't say more.
Definitely expect some fun content on this game soon. You know we love DeVere games. There's definitely a lot of our videos are actually DeVere games as well. So we're excited to explore the Salton Sea to play. We have not played it yet, but we're stoked to play it, experience it, and share that experience with you.
Yes, exactly. And that's the last of our board game haul.
So that has been PAX Unplugged 2023. Anything we have not talked about, I'll put it in a video or photo montage while we're chatting and doing our outros here. Is there a game you're particularly most excited for? That is our question of the day. We can definitely share more if there's a priority in which game you'd want to see a playthrough or a how to play or a review of. Let us know, because we'll definitely take your recommendations and instill them into likely the new year.
Yes.
And of course, we really appreciate you taking the time to watch.
Which brings me to the next piece of this video, and we're going to be doing a little giveaway. My intention with this is that I personally would like to do some like Lorcana playthroughs, and I know a few people on our Discord channel and our Patreon have been suggesting that we do just like a playthrough of some of the decks that I built, so you can expect that. But because we're trying to work towards making that happen, we wanted to do a giveaway of the 2 playmats they've released for the new set. So there's the Beast playmat and the Winnie the Pooh playmat. We'll do them as a combo set, so there's one person who's going to win both of them. And all you really have to do is comment down below letting us know if you've played Lorcana, if you really want to play Lorcana, like what about Lorcana is really drawing you in to try the game. And that's it. That is it.
That is it. we're definitely excited to share more about Lorcana. And thank you again for watching this video. I know it is a lengthy one. If you want to support us, feel free to check out our Patreon page down below. And of course, you can give us that thumbs up. You can leave a comment. You can do all the wonderful things. For all the giveaway descriptions, that's also in the description.
Yes.
So read that description. Maybe there's an extra way to enter in there.
There might be. Who knows?
Who knows? And other than that, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll be back soon with our top 10 polyomino games.
Hey, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.